Welcome to a podcast of total terror. Night of the Nerdy Laser.
Welcome, everybody, to Night of the Nerdy Laser podcast, episode 175. We're talking about the band Coldplay. No, we're talking about the 2006 Norwegian film Cold Prey. I'm your host, as always, Richard. Prepare for your final descent, Yule.
And I'm Jeff Lamb.
What's up, Jeff?
Not much, Richard.
Your TV's not up, that's for sure.
It's definitely not.
You're the only person I haven't bought a TV in years.
Well, lucky you.
Yeah, you should have just bought a big screen.
50 inches is pretty big.
Not a big screen, a projector, a screen, a television screen.
You know, I thought about that with the wall, but it's a like a light blue kind of. It would look weird. Anyway, we are covering Frit Wilt from 2006, and I probably said it wrong, but that's okay.
Probably. Yeah, man, we're back to Norway because Dead Snow was Norwegian. So they had a thing with horror movies in the 2000s.
It's cold. Let's make a movie.
And it feels like, both times they're both going. Well, this time they weren't going to a cabin like last time, but they did snowboard and stuff.
No, they randomly decided to trek up the side of like a 90-degree mountain to snowboard it. It's the backside of the slopes. That's what.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. This was in, I've talked about it in the past, just that 2000s, 2005 to 2010, like crazy bonanza of foreign horror that came out that we've discussed a lot on the podcast. We've done Wreck and Dead Snow and Cold Prey now. So, and there's 3 Cold Preys, although part 3 is a prequel. So I hate movies. Why do you call it Cold Prey 3?
I don't know.
Just call it like Cold Prey something. But don't call it 3 if it's 0.
Patient Cabin Fever, Patient 0.
Of course, Saw 10 is actually Saw 2.5 or whatever.
It's 2.5. What a good movie. Don't forget that John was, they gave him the old placebo effect and magically he was fine. And then all of a sudden he found out it was fake and he was dying again. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to get my revenge.
I'm so sad about that franchise. If there's any disappointment in my life that has ever just scarred me, it's the realization that I'm just not a gigantic fan of Saw, where it used to be my favorite franchise ever.
The funniest thing about it is I think we completely swapped places because I thought it was so stupid, like most of the franchise, I was like, this is such a dumb joke thing, it's so dumb. But as we watched those and I revisited some of those, I was like, these are so great. They're so dumb that they're great. And I enjoy them so much. And I'm like,
I guess I just took them so serious the first time.
Yeah.
That I just oh, this is stupid.
I think that's why I was disappointed because these are dumb. Why are people doing this? How are they getting caught in these dumb traps? But I don't know.
It's not even the traps for me. It's it's just everything else. The puppet randomly coming through the window.
The detective
turns backwards to be young. Just
detective going in the glass box like Undertaker to protect himself from a trap.
Oh God. Oh, I guess next year we'll cover.
I'm excited for 11. I'm not gonna lie.
2.7.
I'm excited to go back to the theater. I was, we had that run where I was in the theater for
I know
4 times a week, and then nothing's really come out that I've wanted to go. I think maybe Gladiator, but at the same time, I know it'll probably show up on Max, so I don't care.
That's the thing, man. And with Red One bombing as bad, and it ended up on Prime a month later.
Joker 2's already on
Yeah, it's
Max.
already on Max, and I want to see it, and I don't really like believe the hype necessarily of how bad it is, because I think I'd probably enjoy it. But
Yeah.
and I know the ending, but I also feel like I don't want to waste my time watching it.
I mean, it's probably one I'll put on and like try to concentrate on and then see what it is and then just kind of have it on in the background as I do something else. So I'm not real worried, but I want to check it at some point. Tarantino caught a lot of flack for his opinion on it. Did you see that?
No, but I have seen. I mean, he's talked about movies and television and like Yellowstone, and he caught some flack about that too.
I
But a lot
didn't
of people said he's right. So
I didn't see the thing about Yellowstone, I didn't see exactly what it was. I saw something came up about it, but I guess with Joker, he was saying the director is the Joker. He got the studio's money and he just made this weird, stupid like movie that like people really didn't care about. He just did it because he can and just to cause chaos like within the industry or within, Hollywood. And he did it and he accomplished his goal. And everybody was like, "You're an idiot." And all the Tarantino loyalists are like, "No, he's right." And it's like, well, just chill, both sides. It's
it's an interesting theory. He's probably not. I mean, he's not wrong in the sense that as a director, you don't necessarily lose any money. And I mean, just because Todd Phillips has made Hollywood a ton of money, so it's not like he's not going to get a job.
Right.
He didn't even want to do it, so
yeah, that's true.
I mean, they made him basically.
I definitely feel the superhero burnout, but what I am looking forward to is the DC reboot that James Gunn's doing.
Well, I'm all in on Superman right now with the animated series, going back and watching that, even though it's been a week or so since I've watched it.
Yeah, I haven't heard you text me 15 times a day being like, "Oh, Superman."
It's so good. Lobo's in this one.
Did you see this episode? No, I've never seen none of them.
There's a two-parter with Lobo, and it's great. And Brad Garrett is Lobo.
That's actually pretty great. So I do. I told you I'm going to watch it as soon as I finish the Batman rewatch. I'm on the 2-part for Clayface right now.
Oh, I want to go back and watch the ones I remember, like the Mr. Freeze origins.
That one was good. That was really good. That was
the
like
Heart of a Frozen Heart or whatever it's called.
Yeah. That shit, like you said though, it is a dark kind of brooding cartoon, like, and it's at times it's a little heavy, and you're like, well, I didn't need that with my cartoon, but whatever.
Yeah, Superman's just funner to watch for me. More fun.
And then they did Justice League, right? Like a season or two of Justice League.
Yeah, they did Justice League Unlimited, and then now there's a comic book called Justice League Unlimited that's based on the cartoon, I believe.
Yeah, and one last superhero DC thing I wanted to touch on was that other animated show they put on to Max.
I need to watch that. The Creature Commandos or whatever.
Yeah, my friend Joe said it's amazing, and he's a big DC, big superhero kind of guy.
Yeah,
so I mean, and is Gunn doing a live action for that too? Or?
No, but this is part. Not that I know of, but this is
part of the universe.
It's the first Gunn canon DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I'm glad they're doing multiple.
Even though
Peacemaker
probably is in there too, but this is the first official one.
Did you watch that?
I did not. I haven't seen that Suicide Squad either.
Oh, the
Gunn one.
The one with the shark.
Yeah.
Okay. That was good.
It's fine. I like James Gunn, but I'm just hoping Superman is more like my thing with James Gunn and like teams is like they're just all smartasses, and I just don't like it. Don't like it. I'm just waiting for like Superman. It's gonna be like Superman, Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane. They're all team, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck you. No, fuck you too. I smell your farts. You can smell my farts."
Just go watch Super or whatever if you want to.
Oh, I've heard about that with Rainn Wilson.
I liked that movie.
I think I owned it for a while. I never watched it and got rid of it.
I think I liked Super more than I liked Kick-Ass. to be honest with
Oh
you.
my God, I love Kick-Ass.
Maybe I need to go back because I only saw Kick-Ass once, and it was one of those ones I just picked up randomly at like a Walmart at midnight because it came out one day when I went to get something else, and I took forever to watch it, and it was fine, but I think I had a good time with Super because it wasn't as serious at times. But I don't know.
What's that one superhero movie I liked? What is it? You know.
Fantastic Four.
you probably don't know actually, but I think James Gunn did it. But it was like the only joke I really remember is there's this guy and they called him Minute Man, and he's like, "It's Minute Man," and he could shrink down
Oh,
the specials.
yeah.
And it's so funny.
I put that on my list somewhere, or on one of the.
It was in the 2000s.
Yeah, I think it was exactly on
It's
2000.
like Rob Lowe, Jamie Kennedy, Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah.
And I just remember that loving that movie, but I just always remember the Minute Man. And that's James Gunn, apparently.
Yeah, he was the writer on that.
So, no, but he is Minute Man as well.
Oh, he was?
Apparently.
Oh, I've never seen it, but now I got to go find it. So,
yeah.
If he doesn't incorporate that into the DC universe as canon, I'm going to be upset.
Well, you know, they teased us and said, "Oh, we're going to do Brightburn too." And I was all like, "Yeah." And then they were like, "No." And I want another one. I don't care. That movie is good.
It's a movie. You're not wrong.
All right. Do you have Hear and Tell, or is that why you're looking around your room?
No, I was looking at the backing of the animated series toys. There's a lot that are in orange and yellow, but then there's some that are in blue and yellow. And I was just trying to like figure out which combination my OCD would like. Anyway, I do have Show and Tell. Speaking of Batman the animated series,
you got Catwoman.
We got Catwoman. And we got Croc. Croc is in like almost perfect condition. I showed you that guy's posting. He had like an entire box of killer Crocs. Yeah, good price. It was like $10, I think. So,
or do you get a case fresh box of killer Crocs
of 1992, 1993 killer Crocs?
Well, and yeah, I don't know. That Catwoman is cool, man. Yeah. I love the design on those.
She's cool. Her little cat buddy.
Yeah, and the gigantic claws.
Yeah,
like Skeletor terror claws.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's they don't make toys like they used to. I go, Pueblo sucks.
No, they're all collectible now. I mean, if you want the toys like they used to, I mean, turtles are still there.
Yeah, they still. But Walmart only has like movie star Leo and like.
Well, no, but I'm just talking about the Tales. The new line, the Tales of TMNT. I mean, it's a new line of. I mean, it's based on the new cartoon, but I mean, like, they're good. I mean, you just have to not mind that animation.
Oh, I don't mind that, but I guess I didn't really think about like getting those. The two I wanted were Bebop and Rocksteady, and of course I can't find those two, so I just didn't. I avoided the entire line.
I mean, some of those villains in that show are crazy looking. They're really, but they're mostly like squat, and like Splinter is like short and fat. Like it's just a weird.
It's kind of weird, yeah.
But it's fine. I tried to watch the cartoon, but it didn't really catch my interest. I mean, the movie, I like the Mutant Mayhem movie, but the series, I didn't really. I want to go back and watch the original Nickelodeon show when they brought it back, and it was really good.
Was that the one that was just called TMNT, or was that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's the first time Nickelodeon did it. So it was like the animation. Everybody's like, "This animation is terrible," and then they're like, "Oh, but the story's really cool, and the animation's not bad." So yay. But then they never made a movie with that animation. They did the live action, and then they.
Because what I remember is there was a game that came out on 360, and I think it was just called TMNT, and it was.
Now that was the 2002 movie.
Is how it was.
Yeah, they did a movie, and like maybe not 2002, but in the early 2000s, and it was like supposed to be a more adult movie. I can't remember anything about it. I saw it, but it was a long time ago. But yeah, it's just called TMNT.
Gotcha.
What
do you got? I know
I'm going to the movies this week, Jeff.
What are you seeing?
That's what I was going to say. I'm taking my niece to see Sonic 3.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Jim Carrey. Why'd you make a third one? I needed money.
Well, he says that kind of jokingly, but I mean, I think he's just really having fun because they're like, "Hey, you can do whatever the fuck you want. What do you want? You want to play two people? You got it. You want to improv the whole thing? Fine." And like, I just watched the first Sonic the other night again, and it's so good.
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, dude, they're so good. I'm halfway through Sonic 2 now, and I mean they're so good. And I mean, like, he's a perfect Robotnik. Sonic is amazing. The guy, the voice, and I don't know. I mean, there was all this drama about Sonic, because of these design and stuff.
The design.
I feel like it was all a play.
Like they were just like putting that out because people were wanting something, so
I think it was all. You know how much publicity that got.
I could see that.
And then they fixed it.
They had it ready, and it was fixed the next day.
Yeah, and I just part of me just feels like, man, that would have been brilliant strategy to be like, here's our shitty Sonic, and everybody's like, boo, that doesn't look anything like. They're like, oh no, here's the good one. Because I mean, the first Sonic made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, my favorite
part. There's no reason. I mean, like, these movies are. I mean, it's better than the Mario movie, but because Mario like threw everything at that animated movie, right? Like, I mean, there's Mario Kart in it. There's 1,000 characters, whereas in Sonic 1 it's just Sonic.
Yeah,
and then in 2 it's Tails and Knuckles, and then in 3 they're introducing Shadow. I mean, so like, but what do you? I mean, I get you can do another Mario Kart, another lap. I understand that, but like, they just threw. They had to. I feel like they had to throw everything at the Mario movie, but Sonic, they were like, no, this is a Sonic movie, and we're going to have James Masterson in it as his friend. It's like, what? It's like, why? It doesn't make sense. But he's great. The girl that plays his wife is amazing. Like, the whole cast is great. Anyway, we'll talk about that at a later date on a different podcast.
I was going to say that my favorite part about the people complaining about the Sonic design are people like us, and definitely not the kids.
Well, yeah.
I grew up with that. Well, maybe it's not for you, buddy. But anyway, here's the good design.
Those people are taking their kids to see it, so you got to appease them.
Yeah.
I am interested. I'm gonna, because my niece just loves Sonic the Hedgehog. Anything she loves Sonic. I don't know why. She's played the games, but not like hardcore.
Yeah,
I don't know why Sonic is just.
My cousin's daughter's into Hello Kitty right now, and apparently there's a whole universe of stuff. And like,
oh yeah.
I have
Sanjoya or whatever.
I have no idea. I went to the.
There's a frog and
went to Hot Topic to get a Christmas gift, and I was like, all right, I just need Hello Kitty. And the guy was like, all right, do you need Hello Kitty? This, that. I was like, I don't know, buddy. Just give me Hello Kitty, please. That's
you should ruin Christmas and be like, Hello Kitty's not a cat.
What is it?
Did you not hear this? Like a few weeks ago. Months ago, probably at this point, but I have to send it to you. It's the funniest damn thing. but they're like, it was some anniversary for Hello Kitty, and so it was on the news show, and they were talking to like the person that runs the media stuff for Hello Kitty. And somebody, and I guess they either ask her if she's a cat or somehow it gets brought up, and she's like, well, actually, Hello Kitty's a little girl dressed up like a cat.
Oh.
And everybody's like, no, she's not. Like, No, she's not a little girl dressed up as a fucking cat.
That's hilarious.
But apparently Hello Kitty thinks that Hello Kitty is a little girl dressed up as a cat. So ruin Christmas because.
Oh, I have plenty of ways to do that. I'm not going to take the joy out of Hello Kitty. I'll use one of my other tactics.
All right, so here and tell. So I met somebody at Scarefest. His name's Scott Tepperman. He was on the Ghost Hunters International, and he's an indie filmmaker. Do you know this series?
Ghost Hunters International?
No, well, yes.
I do know Ghost Hunters International, yes.
Okay, yes. Well, he's done a series called Cruel Summer, and they just did their fourth one, Indigo campaign. But I've got Cruel Summer 1, 2, and 3. So
nice.
I haven't watched them yet. From his mouth to my ears, they get better. Like, the budgets got better and the techniques got better. So I'm looking forward to getting into it. I think some of them are available on Tubi. So if you're interested. But Scott Tepperman's actually going to be at FrankenCon in 2025 right here outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. And so look it up, frankencontn.com. It's a horror con ran by myself and Corey from Spooky Dudes. And we got many more guests like Michael Berryman, Kelly Maroney, Rhonda Shear. So check us out. And you can follow us on socials at FrankenConTN. So very excited about that. It's our 4th year. And he will be there. And we are going to announce a ghost hunting thing with him. So you can go ghost hunting at a really cool place, man.
That bedroom you made me stay at your house.
Yeah. It's so funny. Me and Amy were talking about you tonight because I was like, he might come to FrankenCon. And she's like, yeah, he hasn't come since he came that one time. And she's like, that's when the door fell off the hinges. And I was like, really? Because the door is always, I thought it was always off the hinges. She's like, no. Like, it fell off the hinges while he was here. And, like,
it's just that evil spirit that was trying to kill me at your house.
I'll make you stay in the basement.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, you know who else stays in the basement most of the time?
Oh, yeah, I do. It's that old dungeon guy, Jason.
It's our pal Jason at the dungeon right here in Maryville, Tennessee, which if you come to FrankenCon, you can make a quick stop over at this physical media store. That's right, brick and mortar, baby. Walk right in and you can see vinyl records, Blu-ray, VHS, beta, HD DVD, 4K.
Keep going.
All the things. All the things.
Keep on naming them.
Tape cassettes, laser discs. Anything physical media he's got. Video games. And so we're very happy to have him as a sponsor. He's always helped us out, and we greatly appreciate that. And follow him on social media at Southland_Dungeon. If you don't live in town, he posts things that he gets in all the time. And if you like that, you can message him. What is that? Oh, yeah. The more the Maryville. That's where we are at, right here in Maryville, Tennessee. We are not equipped to handle more, but apparently our slogan is the more the Maryville.
I love it. It's my favorite thing. It's
because it makes me mad.
Yeah. Welcome to Pueblo. Here's your meth. It's better than that or whatever our slogan is.
We don't advertise that we give away meth. We just secretly make it and then give it.
Free.
No, meth's not too bad around here. We did see it a few years ago, but everything's worse than I imagine it is. I live in my own little bubble, even though I do work at the hospital. So I do see some stuff come through there. All right. Spoiler-free discussion of Cold Prey 2006, even though we've kind of already done that. But, it's a group of people. They're going to just go skiing. They weren't intending on staying anywhere. They are skiing, and one of them breaks their leg, and they're apparently so far away from their car they can't get them back, which is a little less plausible to me, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah,
Because they didn't show them like walking that far.
the people
Did it?
to the cabin they find.
No, just to the spot where they start.
No, I felt like they got out of the car and walked up
And
a
then
hill
started-
and then snowboarded.
I mean, that's why this one is sort of like, it's weird in that sense of like, he breaks his leg, so they see and it was nice and sunny, and I mean, I'm sure cold, but I mean, it wasn't like a windstorm that they had to get out of or anything like that real quick. But they were just like, let's just go down there. And I mean, it's not really a cabin, it's a resort that was abandoned. And
Yeah,
we
like an
find out a little bit about it.
Like an 8-room resort.
Yeah, I mean, but it's big.
Yeah. I mean, I have issues, and we'll get into that in the second half of this, I think. But they definitely do that, show up at this place, and then, I mean, the overall, just feel this movie's fine. Like, I enjoy it. I think they do a good job with the bad guy. Like, they don't show him a ton like a lot of horror movies do. And I think that works, in its favor for this movie for sure. So I was like, all right, that's cool. That's no big deal. Like, good. I'm glad he's not here. I mean, does he have a crazy mask or anything like that? No, not really. But, I think that's more geared toward the second half of the episode too. We could talk more about him. But, the characters aren't complete, like, for like a slasher, they're not people that you totally hate. So like
that's true. You almost like them. Like,
yeah, like there's at least 3 or 4 of them that I like. We're like, oh man, that's too bad. But like,
even when you're like, oh, he's shitty, he's like, oh, I guess he's not that shitty.
Yeah, like they explained why he thought like he was trying to hook up with the girl at that one point, and he's like, I feel so bad, and I was like, oh, this guy's nice. He felt bad about what he did, like. And so, I mean, they're not bad people. So, like, I was like, that was an interesting little concept, because most of the time in a slasher, the teens or the people there's always a few that you're just like, hey, man, I can't wait for this guy to get it. So, that's fine. And the setting, I enjoyed that. It feels with the snowstorms and stuff that kind of show up, sort of claustrophobic at times. Like sometimes it's snowing real hard, then all of a sudden it's sunny out, and you're like, I don't understand what happened there, but okay. And then, like I said, in the second half of this, I just want to go over a few things. But like, overall, it's not a bad movie at all. I would, I like it.
Yeah, I think if you like isolation, I think if you like slasher movies, it's for sure, you need to watch it. And then I think if you like a good isolation movie, it kind of fits that bill. Not completely, but I mean, they are isolated, so.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see the second one. I don't think I've ever seen it, but I want to go and find the second one and the third one. That's a prequel, and yeah, excited.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I guess we both recommend it pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I recommend it in the sense of a slasher. If you want to see a good slasher or isolation movie, watch it. But if you don't like those, you're probably not going to like this movie. It's not funny. It's very straightforward. So, I mean, if you like a good slasher, then this one will be one that you have never seen, and it doesn't suck.
Yeah, well said. Well put.
All right, on to the spoiler version of the show. So now is your time to leave, and if you want to, you can leave and go give us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Go over to YouTube, go over to our Instagram, Facebook. It's all Night of the Nerdy Laser, so we make it real easy for you. And you can tell us how awesome we are by emailing us at nightofthenerdylazar@gmail.com. So, Jeff, what did you hate about this movie? Because I feel like you probably hate it a lot.
No, I didn't hate it totally, like I said. But like, there were just bunch of little random things that kind of happen in it. So like, I mean, the dude compound fractures his leg, and then he's up walking around a lot of this movie, and I mean, he's jumping around, hobbling around. But
Well, they
I'm like,
said it.
yeah, but I mean, come on. They super glue his leg together. I like that. But at the same time, it's like that dude's gonna be in so much more pain than he's in.
I mean, yeah, like, and especially like just like a sip of liquor ain't gonna cut it. Like it's gonna be pain.
Yeah, he had a few pills and some liquor.
By the end, he is kind of walking on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's your life. You either walk on it and put up with the pain.
That's true, but they could have, he could have said "ow" while he was doing it.
Yeah. So that that part kind of bothered me. There was the little news thing that it kind of does, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. It says 8 people were missing, so I don't know why there were only 5. I don't know if they were counting the family, which I don't know why they would, because that it was a whole different time frame. Because our killer was that kid, right? Is that what we're taking from this?
Yeah. So the idea is, I guess, that the father buried him in the snow, but he lived.
Yeah, he comes out with like a frostbitten face, and
yeah, and his as an adult, his face is frostbitten and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but that's what I would take away from it, especially because when they show the adult face, they flash back to the kid face.
They had weird little flashbacks that I was like, okay. But yeah, I mean that
in 30 years had passed, so that would make them about 30, about 40.
Yeah, around the villain of a slasher age. But I mean, it's not bad. It's nothing that like broke my like experience where I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. But just like little things like that, like it just was like, why are we mentioning 8 people when 5 people were there? There was nobody else. The whole concept of like the resort where like some of the rooms were like burned and like people were dead and stuff like that. Like, but then there's nothing around because we find out he's just throwing them in like a glacier, like in a crevice of a glacier. Like I thought that was weird. Like, was he just mad that these people were in this resort house that he took over? How's he getting food? Like he had all the belongings of all these people that nobody mentioned before. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, I guess he was just killing people that vacationed and stuff and did snowboarded and stuff, and he would go kill them, I guess. Yeah. And then maybe ransack the car and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, you can't. I mean, you watch Jason, so you can't be too nitpicky on.
He knows what he's doing.
Oh, I meant to say the director has done something else that we have seen, but let me do something terrible. And
Cold Prey, Roar Uthog was his name. He did Cold Prey. He did that Tomb Raider movie from 2018.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, well, he did get a chance to do some American stuff. And that Troll on Netflix.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah. And apparently Troll 2. So hopefully it's not like the other Troll 2.
Like the rub their hair's green and Troll?
Like the popcorn.
Yeah.
Although he better make a nod to it. But yeah, and he did The Wave. I feel like that one was popular there for a while.
Oh yeah, was that like a teen sci-fi kind of thing, or?
Yeah,
I remember the poster for it.
I think it was based. Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't. No, we're talking about the Fifth Wave or whatever. I think it was.
Oh yeah.
This one, but I mean, I do remember this one. Just seeing the poster and stuff.
Fifth Wave with was it Chloe Grace Moretz or something like that?
Kick-Ass, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, the guy's done some stuff, so that's fun. Hopefully, I never saw that Tomb Raider reboot, but
neither did I. But if the movie's like the reboot of the games that they did in like 2015, then it's probably good because those are actually pretty good.
Yeah. So anyway, to me, it takes too long to get going. Like we
Yeah.
don't have a kill at the beginning or anything interesting at the beginning. Like it would have been more interesting to see like the dad and like why did the dad bury the son? I don't think we ever got that.
No, I wonder if 2 or the prequel does something with that. I mean,
Maybe.
they should. But yeah, that
Yeah,
was. Go ahead. I'm just gonna jump on with what you were
I
saying.
just think that it would have been better to show that, to have something because we go for like 30 minutes of just not anything very interesting happening.
We basically go 30 minutes, break the leg, get to the place. Then we go like almost 30 more minutes, if not longer, of them just
Yeah.
like living in the house. And then we have like everything important that happens within the last like 20 to 25 minutes. And I was like,
Yeah, I
that's
think
such strange pacing. Like,
yeah, I think the
unless there were more
pacing is
people,
probably my biggest issue. Yeah.
it could have went like an hour 16 and maybe felt a little better, but it goes almost a full hour and 40 or something like that.
Yeah, hour and 37 minutes, I think it is. But
Yeah.
I mean, it probably could have gone an hour and 20 minutes, and been fine.
Yeah.
Hour and 25, and cut off some of that, and you'd have a faster paced movie, maybe. 5 minutes off the beginning, 5 minutes off the middle, might speed things up pacing wise. And the kills aren't great. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
him and his pickaxe, and it's just they're just not very inventive. They're bloody. They're kind of gruesome. Like as far as like, I mean, because you do like these people,
Yeah.
and so it's kind of harder to take. So that kind of changes things a little bit.
It's not so much that the kills are brutal, it's like the aftermath of the kills are brutal. Like
Yeah.
the girl, our first like victim, she kind of gets like dragged down the stairs and she tries to get away at one point. She just kind of gets blood all over everything. The boyfriend of our main final girl, he gets like stabbed in the back. We're to think that, hey, there's a cat. He's not too happy to be on camera, but
Dorito loves it.
he said no. Anyway, we get those, but it's like you're saying, we only have 5 characters. We need one to be the final girl. We don't get much in terms of kills and gore and stuff like that. It's all this movie reminds me of what they do in Wrong Turn, like how the hillbillies kind of take the cars and the
Yeah.
inbred people take like the cars and like all the stuff, and people find it at the houses or out in the fields and stuff. It reminded me a lot of that, and the intro like Texas Chainsaw. So I feel like he was kind of, doing some of the stuff that his contemporaries were doing, but like paying homage to what the horror and slashers before him did.
Yeah. I dig the end. Like just the pacing of like the girl is still alive at the bottom of this pile of bodies of dead friends, and I really dig that. I like that concept, and then we get a little bit of a fight, and so that was interesting. And
how do you feel about the like last frame of this movie with the weird like flash of like her and then him like going wheep with the like axe for no reason?
Yeah, it's for no reason.
Or we did like the only thing I could think of like was he threw her down that thing and she was imagining living, or because I haven't seen 2, so I don't know what they do with it. Or like,
I
it
did.
just randomly did a jump scare at the end.
I read up on 2, and it was, and I think it's sort of like a Halloween 2, where that she goes to a hospital.
Okay.
So, but who knows?
I mean, yeah, whatever. It's fine.
I mean, it was fine. I mean, I didn't like that, but I do like the song at the end because it was like, "All your friends are dead, da, 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 all your friends are dead."
Yeah, I mean, I don't speak whatever the Norwegian language is if it's Norwegian. But it's an interesting language because they like talk some like English, but also their native like language or whatever.
Well, in this one, so mine was dubbed.
Oh, yours was dubbed. I watched the non-dubbed.
I did it on YouTube, and it was only dubbed.
Hmm.
I guess I didn't have a choice.
Interesting. I wonder if that would have changed anything for me.
I don't know. Probably.
It's all right. It's not as big of a difference as Lawnmower Man or what, or whatever we watched. That had like an extra 15 minutes.
You gotta watch that director's cut of Lawnmower Man. The director's cut's where it's at.
Just me and Matt, just jaws on the floor. We're like, what is he talking about?
But I was right.
You could have just been making anything up, and we would have believed you at that point too. That's the best part.
I played it on the thing.
I know, but that's the best part. You could have just been saying whatever. We would have been like, "Are you serious?" So
I mean, because I'm watching it. Because I'm sure I don't know if it was. I don't know how I originally saw it. If I originally saw it with the monkey stuff or without, I feel like it wasn't new to me because I watched that movie a lot when I was a kid.
yeah.
So I feel like it wasn't new to me. So I feel like I had seen it before.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I still need to track down that version. So
I think it's on the Blu-ray now.
Oh, all right.
I think. I'd have to look. I've got it in there.
Yeah, I'd have to go get it too, and we're too lazy for that.
Yeah, I'm too lazy for that. And this isn't about Lawnmower Man, but you can check the archives because it's in there, and that's when Matt was with us. So it's before probably episode 40. I don't know how far Matt made it actually, but anyway, he's still around, but I mean, so yeah, anyway, that's called Prey. It's cool. It's probably a movie you haven't heard of, and so I say watch it, especially in the winter months. I mean, it's a cool movie to kind of give it a watch if you haven't seen it. I do have the DVD here. I forgot to show.
Oh yeah. You said that was Anchor Bay and Stars that put that one out, and then
this was Anchor Bay, and I got this. I bought it at McKay's, that store that we went to in Knoxville back in the day, because that's where I got a lot of the foreign horror, and so that's cool. It's got some good extras I need to watch, and apparently an alternate ending. So, be interesting if it was maybe that guy maybe he climbs back and kills her.
Yeah, Shades of Modern Warfare 2 when Soap McTavish and Price climb up the glacier with the ice picks.
Spoiler.
It's the first level of the game.
All right, so that does it for today's episode, and we appreciate you listening. If you haven't heard, we are going to be switching things up after the first of the year. We're going to be going to a new format where Nerdy Laser will be 3 weeks out of the month, or 4, depending on how many weeks are in the month. And then we will do a Night of the Nerdy Laser on one of those. So if you just like horror movies, we're not going anywhere. You'll just get a lot less. But Nerdy Laser will be fun. We're going to do more deep dives and just talk about stuff that, we've been sprinkling in here, like Batman animated, Superman animated, stuff like that. So that should be fun. We're really excited about that. And we got a cool new theme song for it today, so I'm excited about that too.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it from my side of the story. And Jeff, since you do it so much better, what can they do to help us out?
They could get onto the Apple Podcasts, the Spotify podcasts. They could go on there. They could subscribe. They could give us a 5-star rating because it helps and yada, yada, yada. Algorithm. Also, if they want to go over to our YouTube page and subscribe, we were doing a real big push on there for a while, but I don't know.
There's still stuff that happens on there. I'm posting episodes on there.
Yeah, that's
we're
true.
at 93 subscribers, so we'd like to hit 100 eventually, but maybe by the end of the year, but that's probably not going to happen. So anyway, yeah, check us out on YouTube because we put all the stuff out there. And if you want to see the stuff we talk about for show and tell, it'll be on there. And if you just listen to podcasts on YouTube and would rather do that, then there it is. It's easier to sneak that way at work, I guess. But until next time, what should they do, Jeffrey.
They need to keep it bloody.
Because somebody has to in this day and age.